Welcome back to Springfield. Gary Lee along with Army Armstrong. We are ready for semifinal action as the matchups begin here under the stars. We had rain earlier. It's dried out, but still very humid here in Springfield. There's a look at Andy Brass and Bigfoot. The Bigfoot Cruiser on the far side of Andy will be Colt Cobra in the Snakebite Ford.
Both of these vehicles are running the very same motor, same combinations and everything. The horsepower is not the big question tonight. Like you said, the air's good. I mean, it's cool. The humidity's up. The motors are making buku horsepower. It's just getting it to stick to the ground.
Well, it's a trade-off because with this high humidity, we also have a very moist track. So what they gain in horsepower,
right,
they lose in track conditions.
Exactly.
So a pair of Fords.
Yeah, these guys are making a ton of horsepower. See, both of them slipped just a little bit on the line.
Andy Brass takes the victory. He'll go at the championship round. But you're right, both guys spinning their wheels at the starting line. Andy Brass, a 5:43. We can see the reflection in the times. The times have slowed down since they qualified earlier.
But everybody's time is slowing down the same amount, so that tells us it has to be the physical. Look how wet the front tires are. See, it's the physical condition of the track they're running on.
Yeah, you can see the mud there on the Power Wheels Bigfoot. Dan Runte is staging that Ford, and in the near lane will be the Barefoot Dodge of Fred Schaefer. First, before we run these two guys off, let's go back trackside and talk to Andy Brass.
Andy, no easy task putting the snake truck away.
No, hey, the Snake's always been a good runner, but the Ford Bigfoot's been doing us a good job tonight. John Cosby, he's been doing us real well running. Gary Saline's been tuning the motor on the truck here. He's been pressing on her a little bit, but that's what's going to be taken this year. Everybody's running real close or running real hard, and you're just going to have to be leaning on these trucks. And he's done a real well job of tuning my truck for me. It's been doing a good job of running, and all I got to do is drive it.
Back to the starting line, Fred Schaefer's in a battle for his life in the Penda Series, and here's more on what he had to say about this particular run.
Fred, it looks like Dan Runte's trying to put you in his crosshairs. He wants to beat the Dodge. How do you feel about that?
Army, he's real sharp on the light, and I hope that Dodge horsepower just does it for me, and we got lane choice, so let's just see what happens.
What about no man's land here? It seems like you've made some kind of a change since qualifying, and the truck's acting completely different, really just two-wheeling it down this track.
Yeah, we're trying to gear change here, Army, because we got too much power and it's breaking the tires loose, so we think it's going to do a little better with this gear in it.
Of course, that was earlier, and this is now Fred Schaefer, the near lane, the big Dodge against the Ford of Dan Runte in the far lane for the right to meet Andy Brass for the championship here in Springfield. As they stage, who's it going to be?
Well, I tell you, you can cut the drama out there with a knife.
Again, both very slow off.
Oh, Schaefer's in trouble, Gary.
Now, Fred Schaefer had a very poor run as Dan Runte advances to the championship round at 5:43, but not a good run for Fred Schaefer. He had trouble with that truck. He got off to the right. And there he sits down in the shutoff area, so obviously a problem with that particular. As we take a look again from the crush cam.
Yeah, but the word we're going to get is when Fred finished this run, he had already knocked out one crush cam this year. This was the second.
Well, he's taking out his anger on the crush cam as he gets eliminated from competition.
You just put the big Dodge on the trailer and didn't blink an eye about it. You seem to have a lot of confidence right now.
Actually, the Ford Power Wheels Bigfoot's really running well. Like I said before, Army, it's hooking up. Firestone tires is really, they're working in the mud out here. I mean, I gotta give them credit. It's been real lane choice here tonight. And Fred, of course, came into this with a faster time, had lane choice, pushed me over there in that other lane. We talked about that, and it was tough. We talked about it amongst the crew and everybody else, and it was just tough going. But we made it over there in that other lane, and we figured we could.
Well, Dan, of course, proves again he's one tough Ford competitor, but there were some other tough, stout trucks on hand this evening. Yes, it's time for the tough trucks. Shane Ballard, our old friend from Bloomsburg, made the trek over to Springfield to entertain the fans in his zebra-painted Bronco. Look at the air this guy gets, Army.
I'll tell you what, this is getting to be a lot of fun. Now, you can tell he takes it serious and who doesn't, though, Gary.
Now, when you go through tough trucking at night, you use the headlights. Randy Finnup in a 78 Ford looks like he hauls the hay bales or livestock in that thing.
That's a hay hauler by day, but it's a tough truck by night.
And there goes the front axle. No, I guess he kept it intact. Hey, we're coming back for more. Don't go away. Stay with us.